Behold, O ye people of Britain, O ye multitude of the West, the cradle of Western civilization. This is indeed my profound lament for the West's betrayal of its fundamental values, proclaimed as far back as centuries ago. As far back as March 5th, 1946, I said in the Sinews of Peace, delivered at Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri, USA, I said then, if the Western democracies stand together in strict adherence to the principles of the United Nations, then no one is likely to cast a risk of war. But today, in the 21st century, I say to you all, woe upon ye, woe upon us all, and here is why. You are the heirs of the Enlightenment who carved liberty into stone. Voltaire's pen screaming, I disapprove, but I will defend to the death your right to speak. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, Israel silenced 42 journalists in 100 days, their cameras shattered, their truth buried under rubble. You are the torch-bearers of equality. Rousseau's man is born free, echoing through your halls of justice. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, 12,000 children lie dead, their names erased, their futures crushed by missiles stamped made in the West. You are the architects of human dignity, Kant's imperative. Treat humanity as an end, never a means. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, hospitals became mass graves. Al-Shifa's incubators unplugged. 31 premature infants left to rot in darkness. Yea, you are the champions of the rule of law, Blackstone scales balancing mercy and might. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, 1,800 families erased, entire bloodlines vaporized by your bombs, your silence, your arms. Lo and behold, O yea, the prophets of progress, Descartes' reason, Galileo's lens, sharpening the mind's eye. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, universities lie in ash, 92 schools bombed, 625 scholars buried with their unwritten books. You claim to be the scribes of compassion. Dickens's cry for the poor, Whitman's I contain multitudes. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, 2 million souls caged in an open-air tomb, starving, thirsting, while your leaders toast to self-defense. You, shamelessly boasting to be the guardians of the sanctity of life, Hippocrates' oath sworn by doctors in white coats. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, snipers target paramedics, 340 medics killed, their ambulances marked with red crescents and red crosshairs. Lo and behold, oh yea, self-proclaimed priests of mercy. Victor Hugo's Jean Valjean, stealing bread to feed the hungry. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, Israel blocks flour, water, medicine. Your governments call it legitimate siege. You are the bards of brotherhood. Schiller's all men become brothers, ringing in Beethoven's ninth. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, 17,000 orphans wander the ruins, their parents' crime. Existing on a map, your bombs redraw. You, judges of accountability. Solon's laws demanding the powerful kneel to justice. Which of these values will you deny? But in Gaza, 220 UN workers slaughtered, their blue helmets splattered with blood. Your veto shields the killers. And now, finally, you who wrote liberty, equality, fraternity in gold. Now watch as Gaza's children write their epitaphs in ash. Your values were a compass, but you chose the path of Cain. Tell me, which of these values will you deny? Tell me, which of these sins will you sanctify? Tell me, when the last orphan of Gaza falls, will your enlightenment die? O judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Gaza, and I must pause till it come back to me.